Hello, hi, welcome to Roll for Bowl. We are a D&D live stream. I am your DM, Ben Competence, now with bunny ears. And these are our heroes for the Odyssey of the Dragonlords. They are the Dragonlords. Say hi, Dragonlords.
Hi,
Hi, Dragon
Dragonlords.
Lords.
Um, hello, Fatima. You are already... Fatima's here early.
Oh
We
my
are so
goodness,
happy.
hi!
Truly, we are blessed.
We
Um,
definitely are.
okay, Tammy's mom. Hello, hello. We already got
Hey,
cool
she's
people
awake.
here.
Oh,
We got cool people here. This is
what do you mean she's
awesome.
awake? It's only like whatever
She
time.
falls. It's 2 hours ahead in Ontario. She tends to fall asleep on the couch after dinner.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
Tammy's
Who can
mom.
blame
We
her?
know everything about you now.
Oh, I've got more to tell.
And you will
We
on this
love
special episode.
everybody. Oh.
Um, so, um, if you see this, this is the calendar Jin got me a while ago that I've been meaning to hang up, and I check it all the time, but I never hang it up. This is the Monster Manual, a reimagining of all the D&D monsters as sexy men. Next year will be all ladies. This is the Monster Manual. Next year will be the Tome of Hosts. This is wonderful. We are, and I will put it this way, at nearly 90 episodes, and there's no other way to put it. As we prepare for this session, our heroes are in Odyssey of the Dragonlords. It is an epic adventure inspired by Greek mythology, with gods and titans as they battle the titans who are angling and preparing for the end of days when they will destroy or at least bring ruin to a continent in their wrath and rage in 15 days. Jin, thank you for the pillow, the ever present sword of Damocles with
Yeah.
more thread. And we are in an unusual situation because something I just said and that was a lie. I described the Titans, and for the first time in the entire campaign, it is Titan as the heroes have slain the Mad Titan Lutheria, who was the controller of the Titan of transition between life and death and sleep and wake, the Titan of gateways, who over centuries, if not millennia, was driven irrevocably mad and violent. The heroes, after almost 90 sessions, rose to the occasion and challenged her not to save Thylia, not to fulfill and embrace their destiny, not as a favor to the gods, but because she was talking shit to one of their boyfriends. And it was that where they felled probably the most difficult villain I've had in any of my campaigns stat wise. So I will no longer be talking shit about their partners. The heroes have to carve out a new path for themselves. And I've been talking about it with them, and the pacing of this episode might be a little awkward, a little weird. Not for any fault of theirs, but for virtue of theirs, because they have benched all the villains in the campaign. I don't know what to do with that. I have ideas, and they will come up this session, but we're in an unusual spot. Let me.
You might say we're in uncharted.
I'm sorry, what is that?
I said you might say we're in uncharted waters.
Excellent. I got what you were saying, but your microphone cut off the bottom part, and so I had to have that on audio. I'm going to introduce each player one at a time. I'll pick each player one at a time. They introduce themselves, their character, and they'll tell me what would their character's favorite childhood toy be, either from the Thylia setting, or if they want to skip that, they can pick a modern setting. Well, what's up?
Just got more cake. Just
You killed a Titan. You get cake all day.
got me.
It's like it's another type of it's a cheesecake type thing. So I just
Listen,
wanted to
Seema's
try.
all the way over on Mitro, so this is your only way of getting some cake, then do it. So, Reed,
That's the
it's
only way
your...
Craig can have it right now. So
It's not the only way. It's just the only way Cray is open to. I'm just.
this is let's true.
That's me offering my girlfriend, by the way, not Callista.
Reed, introduce yourself.
I'm Reed. I play the human wizard Cleon. I've got nothing to do with this cake. There's some very dedicated cake for me. It's like seaweed cake. Um, anyway.
Offer my girlfriend?
As for
Yeah.
favorite childhood toy, I just imagine Cleon playing primarily with a small stuffed lion. Like I think
Aw.
that's very much
So
the kind of thing.
sweet. That's so sweet. I love that. I love that. Okay. Um, rolling. Okay, it's Tammy.
Oh, okay. So I'm
Yeah,
Tammy.
deal with it.
There I am. I play Kiki, the Triton barbarian fighter. And, well, she had a tough childhood. She didn't really have much of a childhood, so seaweed was her toy. But to some degree, I love your faces.
That might be the saddest answer I could have heard.
That's why I wanted to say it.
Oh
But
my
I think
god.
that she was
That's some Millhouse shit.
Everybody loves Millhouse, and wait, it was his
Yeah.
hair that was blue. Okay, no. But I would say after all of that, she would probably treat her mom's brooch as her toy, but a very sacred one that she would only take it out when she was alone and just look at it and be very careful with it, and then just put it back away in her clothing and keep it nice and safe when she was feeling kind of homesick.
Okay, so you're just hitting every chord with that.
I am.
I want
Life
you
is
guys to know
hard,
that
dude.
I want
Life
you guys
is
to know
hard.
that I gave them permission to say bop it if they wanted to, and they went with these answers. Jin, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Bop It. No, I'm kidding. I'm Jennifer,
Indeed.
and I play
Oh
Crater,
boy.
the Wood Elf Monk. Pow! Uncle to her Katie's and Ismeen. Honestly, I was thinking about what kind of toy that Cray would play with as a kid, and
Yeah, because that was our question.
clearly, I couldn't really think of a good answer.
Oh,
But I
shut
thought,
up.
you know what? If
Sassy.
Mux, I know, right? This is her in real life. I mean, Tammy's mom, I'm sure, can assess, like, can say something about that. But yes, I was thinking about like a transformer toy or something. If Moxina had something like as a little toy, so that he'd be like make all those noises for it to change and
Mhm.
stuff.
That is so
I
cute.
think
He's like
Cray
a
would,
normal kid.
yeah, like as a normal kid, because he after things happened, he had nothing. So
Mm.
he'd probably be like, "Oh, the one thing I wanted in my whole life that would be like that or GI Joe, but probably a transformer."
These work for
Optimus
me.
Prime, but I don't think Moxina could ever get Optimus Prime in Thalia. But yes, that would be the answer.
That'd be like a
Aw.
wooden Colossus thing. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, Wooden Colossus. That'd be so cool. Yeah, something like that. That'd be cool.
All right. So, Allie, what you got?
I like the idea that instead of like a Barbie's dream house, it's a wooden colossus. Because,
Mhm.
that's like your house, right? That's where you
Mhm.
live or something.
Listen,
Uh,
everybody can be Knuff.
Someday.
Okay? Everybody can be Knuff.
Oh God.
It's
Okay, hi, I'm Allie. And
Hi, Allie.
I got distracted. My character's Callista. She is a Thylian satyr, bard warlock multiclass, and I mean, she couldn't tell you what her favorite toy was as a kid, but like based on what information we've been given, I gotta guess that it was a wooden top. Got one clue.
Mhm.
And then I was trying to think of like modern toys, and I think I have to go with like a talk girl. I don't know if y'all remember.
Is that the
The, like-
phone?
No, it's the like handheld like recorder that you could like record onto like a cassette
Right.
tape and like forward and back and like make like memos to yourself.
Oh.
Are we just dating ourselves with all these toys that we're talking about?
I'm old.
I had a stuffed lion. That's eternal.
Yeah, Kiki and seaweed. That's eternal too.
It's true.
I still have it
Perfect.
today.
Oh,
Woohoo!
It's my blankie.
You're gonna eat your blankie. Awesome.
One time go just get
Stress,
tired and
man.
wake up.
it's in character.
Allie, I gotta message you something about your character, so I'm messaging you privately.
Oh, read.
What, did I miss something?
Yeah, in the chat, Reed said not the first time in this campaign that Callista's been entertained by a top.
Yes, this is the vibe that we go for in here.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
That
was
is
a
the
good one.
best. That's a good
Not the
This
one.
is-
first time in this canonical day. Um,
This is the stress having been relieved of getting Lutheria out of the picture.
I know it's all about sex.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm just gonna say it out loud.
Stress
y'all.
relief. Stress
Yeah,
relief.
stress
I
relief.
guess. Okay. Anyways, carry on. Oh dear.
there's significantly less sex with Lutheria gone, actually. I still hate realizing that I accidentally set up a scenario where you could see up her dress. I was like, I'm not going for this, but now I realize this is absolutely what I've set. I'm sorry about that. As Tammy very reasonably and unsubtly tries to move away from that topic, I'm like, let's go back. Sorry about
It
that.
is what it is.
Adama, it only took like literally 10 minutes.
I think we had already started before we went live, weren't we?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Um,
YouTube's tuned out of this part. We're safe from the
Yeah,
demonic.
they
It
don't,
doesn't matter at this point.
YouTube doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, YouTube. Take that.
Testicles. Okay.
I'm like,
Welcome. Well, Allie's already in character. The best of us should be. Welcome to Roll for Bull. We are
Full
the
of bull.
day. Well,
Oh, maybe Callista is.
Oh,
y'all, I'm just gonna sit here. You're doing the work for me. This is great.
just like how he's doing
Yeah,
right
about to
now.
say.
Yeah, I walked into that one.
You know, I can just mute all y'all. I can just turn off your volume.
I'll just turn my own volume off. Here we go.
Horny is content. Don't you dare. So, it is the day after. Did we already go down the night on the calendar? Have we done that yet? I don't think we have. So we're at the we're at the evening, like just before the long rest. Once you guys confirm this long rest, Lutheria will be dead, and we will be in the final 2 weeks of the campaign. There is not a lot to set up for this session because they are free. They know that they are heading back to the Island of Fates to redeem a deal with one of the Fates. But beyond that, I think that's it. Allison, are you ready?
Yes.
Ritason, are you ready?
Wait, did you
Tammy
call me
B.
Reedison?
Yes, Ritason. Tamison, are you ready? All right. Jenniferson, are you ready?
I guess so. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
Yes,
We're all
that's
here
it.
for Bolson Construction.
Oh.
So, the heroes are on the ship, the Dryad. I believe you have not left yet, if that's correct. You're in the direction of the Island of the Fates. Given the weirdness of the situation you're in logistically, I will not task you with figuring out your compass on land, unless you'd like to, because that just seems a bit low blow for this. But they are here now, and they have some choices to make. It is the evening. I can cut to the morning, but let me check. Raise your hand if you are ready for a long rest. If you keep your hand down, I'll assume you have something to do, one you want to do, even if it's minor. All right. Then Tammy maybe, and Jen definitely. So let's start with Jen. Jen, what do you want to do?
We're still in the Nether Sea, right?
You are on the ocean above the entrance to the Nether Sea, which is now extremely calm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't even worry about it then. I was gonna go visit Murphy, but if we're out of this thing, then we don't have to visit.
Hmm.
I'm I'm good.
All right. Jin, or Tammy, do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, before we go to sleep, I'm just gonna be talking with Cleon, and then I'll just kind of mention back about what Kyra had said to me about, please promise me you'll let us explain.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that she hasn't been able to tell us everything right from the get-go. But now with her, the way that she said that, I feel concern at that comment, and it's making me think, what if we're being played by the gods?
I think that's sort of why I've always been trying to do this by going my own way. For as much as I don't believe that the gods have every benefit, all the best in mind for everyone, I also don't think that we would be particularly well served by having Lutheria and Sidon have sole domain over everything at this point. We already know, we've seen what Sidon had planned for Mitros at that point.
Like, I know we all started this thinking that we're doing what's right, but now I'm starting to wonder if, like I said, we're just being played and that we will end up being regarded as the bad guys. I don't know. It was just the way she said that. That is, I can't shake. I can't shake it.
Unfortunately, we've still got 2 weeks before we can actually find any answers to anything, quite honestly. Not much to do to dwell upon it, other than to continue on as we have been.
I'm hoping it's not something that's gonna break Callista's heart.
Well, if we've taken down 2 titans at that point,
Hmm.
what's 3 more gods?
I mean, I also don't exactly want to kill the only family I have. But at the same time, if they're the assholes. I guess I need to sleep. This is too much to think about.
I think that's probably for the best. We should all probably get some rest after today. I don't think this is supposed to be leaking this much.
No, probably not. That's what we can do to take care of that. And that's it.
Is there any other NPCs you want to talk to or anything? There are a few that are up, but I didn't want to insert them into that scene. But if anybody has any questions or anything. Tammy, are you good to go to take a long rest?
I'm good.
All right, let me adjust one thing first. All right, I had to fix something away from my computer. Each of you goes to rest that night. And that night, as each of you sleeps, Callista, where do you sleep?
Well, I don't know if I'm to sleep if I'm fast.
You're getting kind of, what was that? Can you speak a little louder?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm able to sleep if I'm going to fast track us to the Fates.
Okay.
Am I?
Do you want to?
Will it cost, like, will we still be able to get there in 2 days?
You'll
'Cause
need
I
to
know I'm gonna-
fast track here.
Because I know I'm gonna take a level of exhaustion, but am I able to also sleep or no?
Yeah, you could I'd let you sleep, I think.
Okay.
Um
Then probably probably above board near the harp, just to kind of cover my bases.
alright.
Probably with Ismene and whoever else wants to be there.
Okay. With whom? Ismene and else? Okay. Um this is your first sleep in a long time. What do you think Callista dreams about? What would Callista want to dream about? What is she thinking about as she goes to sleep?
I think she would want to dream about what she hoped her childhood was like.
Mhm.
But I feel like there's also a part of her that would be like I don't know that she would be able to avoid having nightmares about Luceria anyway.
Mhm.
But if she could pick, she would be that she was thinking about what she would hope her childhood was like. Sorry, I'm not speaking loud enough. She would try to think about what her family was like and what she hoped her childhood was like.
You can't remember what your family was like. You remember bits and pieces and patches of your childhood. You remember singing by yourself on the way, walking somewhere that you think might have been home. You think about reading, you think about a moment that you were happy in your room, happy thinking about the friends that you had, but can't really envision the room or the rest of the house. All of this memory just patchwork. Happy, peaceful, and incomplete. Maybe soon it will be complete, maybe. But we drift off there. And we head into the final 2 weeks of this campaign. Jen, would you tick the timer down? You guys get that if you get there, it'll be, what, 12 days left? If you sail somewhere else?
It shouldn't it be 13 if I'm fast tracking this? 2 days?
Okay.
It
Yeah,
might be right.
I think we were confused as to when we were starting to sail, whether you had already started to
Oh,
sail or whether
okay.
because you guys were talking about how you hadn't set sail yet, and like I thought, if I understood properly, am I
Okay.
misunderstanding?
I don't know. I would need to read into what everyone else was thinking.
Yeah,
What was
I was under the impression that we were just going to sort of get back up and head directly on
okay?
our
So
way to
you would already been
thing.
doing it. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So 14, yeah, it'd be 12. Whew.
because we'd already traveled from where we were in the Nether Sea to begin with.
You guys mentioned multiple locations in our pre-session discussion. If Allie was not exhausting herself, you would end the session under 10 days. Just something to think about. You guys wake up, Callista waking up, getting out there to play the music right away. As you awaken, Kiki, you know when you're awake and you kind of forget. Oh.
What?
And that anybody else want to speak to the Titans?
You
Anybody
scared
else?
her.
She's screaming in the background.
I, Tammy, do you want to introduce your new character? Um,
Sorry. Oh. Oh.
um, Kiki, you know, like when you wake up for a moment and you've kind of briefly forgotten everything in the world, but like your mind still feels like it needs to operate. You you sort of wake up and you just hear this voice. Um, let me get this right. you're gonna wake up and hear this voice that just goes, "So am I tuned into the ethereal fabric of our reality, right? Did you really kill Lutheria? What is with you? Anger issues? Glory hound?" And you can send back 25 words as you wish to this sending spell.
Is it Chelsea?
Mm-hmm. In my mind, I have her personality and her face, but I don't actually have her name down. So like it left me for a second. So I'm like, but I'm also like, no, she speaks for herself. I don't need to add anything to that. But yeah, you can respond as you wish to that.
I don't know if I should.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like the caller you've reached is unavailable right now. I'm just not going to respond. Because I don't
Okay.
know. Kiki doesn't know how to take her, if it could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Nope, nothing. Nothing.
Okay. What do you want to do this morning then?
Definitely I think I'll be going for a quick swim just to
Oh,
kind
nice.
of clear the body, clear the mind, clear the soul, you know. Just do a couple, just like swim alongside the boat, go down a little bit, come back up, and then just get back on the ship after a bit.
All right. 1 second.
Sorry.
You're swimming for a little bit, and like at half an hour later, maybe an hour later, I'm fucking with time. Don't hang me up on a timeline. But a half an hour later, you hear this other sent message. You get this other sending message in your head that goes, "Oh no way! You're ignoring me. You're leaving me on scent." Okay, listen, dear family. I need a titan to ascend to godhood. Are we enemies?
Ah, shit.
You don't have to respond.
Nope. This time I will say, no, not enemies. Um, things happen. Busy, busy, busy. Hell. Don't know what we're doing half the time. It is what it is.
Is that the whole spell?
Is it?
Fatima, I don't want to give you work, but can you please clip busy, busy? Can you just clip that whole sending? Because I am a fan of that.
Things happen. Busy, busy, busy. Don't know what we're doing. That's
You
it.
know, going out, doing the groceries, picking up the laundry at the laundromat, killing a titan, busy, busy.
Might take a selfie. I don't know.
Chores,
Feeling
chores.
cute.
Um,
Definitely don't want to be her enemy, but I don't know if I want to be her bestie. Yet. Because I mean, it's her dad, right?
yeah.
Sidon is her dad. So, Lutheria would be sister, brother, wife thing.
Sister, and also married at one point. Also a couple at one point. Titans are weird.
But with Chelsea, Lutheria to Chelsea.
Lutheria Chelsea had not confirmed. Not confirmed their relationship.
Of course.
Other than aunt.
Anything and everything. Okay. So then I'll when I do end up getting back on the ship, I'll tell the gang that she's been contacting me again.
When you're climbing out of the ship, you get another sending message. I'm not going to stop with her. This is a villain I've wanted to put in my games for a long time.
Mhm.
You're going to get a sending message that says, "I've made it to Empyrean. I'm not giving up on that just because you and I are besties. Promise me you'll back away from Sidon." And before you can respond, I'm breaking the rule of the responding because you get another sending spell immediately after that before you respond that says, "Actually, scratch that. Swear an oath to me that you'll back off Sidon."
Radio silence. Fuck. I guess I'm gonna say at this point I'll like scramble up onto the ship and
Mhm.
find Callista and basically holler for the rest of our gang, including Kyra. And then just
You,
give them a heads up on that.
you go and get them all. You feel in your. Are you okay?
I broke up one of the pegs on my watch.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to feel this weird pulsing in your mind as you can almost swear like everything in the world gets quieter around you for a moment. And like you're hearing dulls as if everything is muffled for like a good 60 seconds as you're getting everybody together. I love Tammy's face because I think she's figured this out before some of the other people in the group. And then immediately after that, you're going to get a sending spell that goes, "See, I can do it too. Well, let's talk sometime."
I like her,
'Cause we're
and I'm
not
scared of
finished.
her.
And that's the end of the spell.
Fuck.
I have been saying
Don't.
for years that I've wanted to run a villain that's like Handsome Jack in the weird casualness, but also terrifying. I have been wanting that all my life, and now I get to have it. And also, I don't think you guys fully know her style yet. If you said you get Kyra. Who do you all get together? You get the team, right?
Yes.
The four. Who else? I
Yes.
assume the team is the three of these. But if there are any NPCs you need to specifically list them.
Kyra and Chandras can be there. That's okay. Anybody else, I really don't care. I definitely want our dudes and Kyra and maybe Chandras because he might have something to add about Chelsea.
You catch them all up to date.
I was just gonna say I'm walking up to them and like just hitting my head like fucking voices. I'm like freaking fucking a King Acostus with Esther going in his head. That's what's going through Kiki's mind right now. I'm first now. But then I do tell them.
I have things NPCs want to say, but I want to defer to you lovely people. So does anybody have any other thoughts first?
Well, it seems to me that we have something that she wants, which may make it easier to negotiate.
Does anyone know what she means when she says she needs a titan to ascend to godhood? What does that mean?
John just goes, like really dramatically, just like snorts and sighs, and then really dramatically turns his head over to Kyra. And Kyra just goes, so what was I gonna say? One second. Chandras is gonna go, "So do you know whether they were bluffing or lying?" And Kyra goes, "I don't think they were." She goes, "Okay, so thing you need to know about Empyreans. They're sort of godlike, almost deities, but also they're not really. Okay, I can. I can. 'Key. 'I can. 'Key. 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 ' Yeah, but more so. See, Kiki is a demigoddess because she was born of Pythor, but nobody worships Kiki. Nope. Like, well, I
I
mean, she
mean,
sort of nods to Cleon and she goes, but I mean, like, literally. She goes, she goes, basically, gods are a mixture of their power and also people's belief in them. They don't need faith in order to live, but it's considered like almost crucial. Like not having so if people don't have faith in you, don't worship you, don't praise you, it's almost like are you really a god? More like from a philosophical point of view than from a power point of view. Okay, listen.
oh fuck! Wait, has
Titans,
anyone heard from Valis lately?
Well,
I did prepare sending, so I was planning on speaking with her, but
I'm
well,
sorry,
I
you
was
brought up worshiping, and I just had to ask because I haven't been doing it.
no, it's fine. I
well,
have exposition, but by all means, put my sister's worship my sister. That's fine. I
well,
haven't
I
gone
was
to do an
hoping to
exposition dump in
actually get
weeks.
Kyra,
some
you get worship
sacrifices or
every
something.
day. I don't want to hear it.
Sure.
No one,
Chandris goes.
no one's been worshiping Valis. That's what I'm hearing right now.
Chandris goes. I think it would be more shocking and offensive if I said that I had been.
Okay, I'm sorry, Kyra. I'm sorry. I just had to ask. Okay. I'm sorry. And then I just go back to playing.
Kyra goes, no, no, is helping is feeding my sister's ego more important than my story? Fine, go ahead.
I mean, she certainly makes it seem like it is like the ultimate the ultimate thing to be doing. I kind
Right?
of want to stay on her side, on her good side. So
is that like a
kind of,
fundamental part of godhood, or like?
She goes, are we doing the story now then, Cleon? Uh she's got her own sass now. And she goes,
You have my permission.
thank you. Um
Crate
she
takes
says,
notes and is going to definitely go and fish to do a big sacrifice to everybody at some point.
and she's gonna go, no, it's kind of like it's kind of like gods and other gods and titans don't really view you as a legitimate god if you don't have worship and praise. It would kind of be like if you said you were the owner of a business but also you didn't have a building and you didn't have any products or customers. Like technically you might be, but listen, my point is titans can kind of ascend people to godhood if they are worthy of it. But Titans have a really strict definition of worthy. And the Empyreans are kind of, how do I put this? Cleon, you worked at an academy. So you worked at business. You know what an intern is?
As someone who's abused for the sake of middle managers to feel important.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, an Empyrean is kind of like an intern to godhood. It's somebody that's been given gifts from a Titan to ascend to godhood if they prove themselves. But they have to get the Titan's approval. They have to do all that stuff. It's tricky, and I've never really seen that happen. But it is something that they can do. Sidon and Lutheria can have both made Empyreans before. Lutheria has made some from people that she's valued. One time, she thinks she did it to like this feral mad satyr because she thought it would be funny, and then killed him like a week later. Sidon thinks he's so great that anybody that's his child, he keeps an eye on to escalate into potential godhood. And so most of the Empyreans are demigod, effectively what you'd call a demigod, like Kiki, that hasn't really disappointed Sidon yet. So they're mortals that kind of act like gods because they're only a couple college credits away from being one.
So
Um,
is that why? Is that why? My God, somebody help me out of character. Versi. Is that why Versi's not like with the rest of them? 'Cause she disappointed him?
yeah, she just wanted to tell the truth and provide wisdom to people, and Sidon really felt like that wasn't really. He gave her a gift of knowledge, and then she started using it to be able to help people and just spread objective truth and everything. And he kind of cut her off like immediately, which she saw coming as soon as she got it.
So Versi's an Empyrean?
No, she's not an Empyrean. She got a touch of divine sight and then got cut off. If she were an Empyrean, she'd be physically powerful, maybe a threat to you guys, might be able to like, depending on what domain she's in, alter reality, things like that.
Okay, so they have domains like you guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They could. I mean, it really depends on what gifts they were given by the Titans. They could have, nature, death, sun, trickery, things like life, things like that. I mean, theoretically, one of you guys could become an Empyrean. It would just need the strength of a lot of us. Now, I've used a lot of my strength, but I mean, if Valley or Vulcan or wanted to consider it, I mean,
But I'm the asshole for suggesting we worship her.
I was in the middle of exposition, Callie. It's important. It's my thing. Well, technically, music's my thing, but this is my thing.
So if you just decided to take up baking or something, became very well known for that, would you also become a goddess of baking, or?
Dan, what do you consider me the goddess of? I'm really asking. If
Well,
someone said what you're the goddess of, what's kind of the goddess of, what would you say?
music, bards, love,
See, that's the
etc.,
Well,
thing.
etc.
That's the thing. I can tell everybody that I'm the goddess of music, but if you were to tell everybody I was the goddess of love, and enough people considered that, I mean, a god's domain is where they excel. It's not fused into them. I don't. I'm very good at music. I don't have the fact that I'm the goddess of music like stitched into the lining of my muscles and heart. It's how I want to be known. It's how I want to represent myself. It's my promise. So an Empyrean gets a bunch of gifts and powers and blessings from a Titan, and then they set out to be known as the god of something. And if they become known as that, then the Titan might consider making it true.
So
Anyway, yeah.
theoretically, then, there could
Hmm.
be all over the world gods who've been long forgotten, just wandering about, not recognized for anything.
Yeah. Can we talk about that later? I mean,
Like in 14 days later.
so how mad are you guys at me right now?
not.
No reason to be right now. We just don't know the whole story. That's all.
Yeah, I just know. I just knew that if there was like, if I had a book and there was a chapter of the book I wasn't allowed to read, like right in the middle, chapter 7, that would drive me nuts.
But like, what if you could read it when you got like 3/4 of the way through the book? You could go back and read it. Wouldn't that be kind of
Or
exciting? That's like getting all of the foreshadowing and then getting all of the context and then getting to finish the book with the context. That's great.
He grabs Callista and just kisses you so sincerely. And she's like, I'm sorry. You started explaining it with foreshadowing and rereads, and I kind of forgot what we were talking about.
could I see it Chandi when Kyra kisses her? If there's any like, you know,
Jealousy,
yeah.
horniness, like yeah. Just for future reference, as a DM, never tell me you know, because I promise you, I'm learning I might be autistic. As a possibly autistic DM, never assume that I know what your suggestion is.
It's a little something something.
That's the same. Okay. So you, Chandris, roll insight.
Ooh.
Make her work for it.
I was gonna say it's like my passive is pretty high already. I mean, come on.
Oh right, what's your passive insight?
Hang on, I gotta actually pull it up.
Oh shit, it's 17.
It's
Um,
huge.
that
Yeah.
is a huge insight. So
What she said.
Mhm. You do this. Chandris just looks kind of annoyed more than anything. So
Oh.
Chandris looks annoyed that he has to Chandris looks annoyed like they're doing this during a business meeting. Really, he's like, okay, like
Yeah.
yes. I'm not gonna say it. He's not saying it, but like his vibe is like, yes, Callista's very kissable. We're discussing something right now that's like extremely important.
Okay, let's get on with it. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
He is so disinterested in the idea of both jealousy and also having any connection to Kyra that this is all it registers as. It's just an interruption. Um. So Pharisee is HR, Fatima. So what was I going to say? The Chandra, as you're kissing, Chandra's going to go, hi, hello. So did you tell them that there were people that could possibly be as powerful as gods? Also, dear Kyra, goddess of music and stories and love, I would hate to be blasphemous, but you've given up a lot of your power on these vagabonds. He waves his hand sort of affectionately at you at 4. He goes, I think that there is an elephant in the room that we should ask right now. And she goes, yeah, sorry, what? What? And he goes, are they more powerful than you now?
Oh.
Because if they are, they don't need to be literal gods to be gods. And Kyra's like, I mean, I doubt it. I mean, I don't have a lot of magic, but I still have a lot of resources, and I'm clever, and I'm part of a pantheon, and I can still do things that only I can do. And Chandris is like, yes, it's very impressive. It is you're amazing, Kyra, and I'll tithe at some point. And she just sort of rolls her eyes at him, and he goes, my point is, you like visuals, yes? And she goes, yeah. He goes, okay. If you two were in a coliseum, Chelsea and you had to fight to the death, which one of you would win? And it doesn't matter what your answer is, so don't give it. And Kyra goes, don't tell a god not to talk. He goes, moving on. And if the answer is Chelsea decidedly, then would anybody in Mitros care which one is the god?
I mean, her followers would.
What followers? Did you see her get beaten up in the Colosseum?
Like bards care who can win in a fight.
You fight
Kyra
with
goes,
words.
Mhm. Kyra goes, I get your point, Chandras, and you've done a lot for this team, but I think that isn't helpful to them, and honestly, it might be a little out of line. And Chandras goes, my apologies. You all discussed this as you were, and he just quiets down.
However,
Kyra goes,
Oh no, I'm sorry. I think Euphemian was gonna or Cleon was gonna actually talk about something important. I was gonna ask you a petty question.
the point that I think we have to make here is that we do have a Titan who's boxed up, potentially movable, or not. We don't know for certain, but theoretically out there somewhere we can get it. We know that Chelsea has got at least some level of vested interest in its return.
Yeah.
It seems like we could work together. See if we can arrange to ask the Empyreans if they would work alongside us to
Would you,
force Sidon to sign the right, or to sign the oath.
My only thought with that is if the Empyrean signs this, makes Sidon sign some sort of agreement to be like, oh, the oath is peace will continue under his watch. If the Empyrean becomes the new god, then what's that word worth?
and Kyra goes, well, if it's an oath, it's an oath.
Even
I
if the
think Kyron's
person.
saying they aren't making the oath because they're not gods yet.
Well, we've got to stop off at Mitros. I'm sure we could contract a lawyer.
I love this idea.
Know
I
of one really, really good lawyer. I believe her name might be Fatima?
It's
Something like
canon.
that.
It's canon.
That's where my brain was going when we were talking about getting a lawyer. Honestly,
Kyra's gonna be like, um, we can get. She goes, yeah, we can get that. We can get Miss Tima in to see if she can possibly help with that. I don't know if she'd be able to, but I mean, if anybody would be able to navigate an oath, if that's possible, to like go over oaths in like a detail, like a contract, she may be able to do something like that.
Yes, thank you. I had forgotten her name. Tima. That's correct.
Um,
Get something that could bind both Sidon and the Empyreans. I would
and Kyra's
imagine, given their nature, they would be rather looking forward to having some opportunity to put Sidon under their thumb.
saying, so your proposal is that the Empyreans help bring down Sidon and force him to push them to goddom, and in exchange, we accept them as new gods in our pantheon.
In essence, yes.
I mean, do we have any idea what any of them would even want as their domains?
And she goes, I think that Chelsea kind of wanted it was maybe knowledge, but
Really?
um she goes, I think she's kind of got bored of it. She might have been going to a different one. I'm not sure which one it is, but there are a few Empyreans. They're supposed to be winning the favor of people and heroes and building up their reputation. Kind of like you guys. You're not Empyreans. You would know if you were. Um, that's Kyra getting ahead of Ben's fear. But she's like, but I think a lot of them just kind of started becoming Sidon's spoiled kids after a while. So I haven't seen a lot of them. Either that or they've been building fame somewhere I don't know. Possible. Ooh, that would be a twist. Oh, what if there's a city where they're more famous than we are? Oh, I don't like that. No. And she's
Like,
going over in her head. She's trying to come up with like all these plot twists she can reveal about this.
logically, it would seem that if that city had any kind of music or bards or storytellers or anything like that, you should be aware of it at some level,
No,
shouldn't you?
I would be aware of it. There are parts of the continent that have no stake in this war that I still get praise from and I still hear from. I just think it would be really, really cool to find out that there was a whole city that I had never seen. She blows her hair. She goes, that would have been fun. I don't get any reveals.
I don't
Mm,
think that's true.
I'm
I mean,
pretty
you're
sure that.
poised for one in 14 days.
No, I get to do one. I don't get to have one.
Oh, you don't get to receive any reveals. I see. Well, I mean, isn't there like a whole bunch of land off of Thylia that like the traveler races came from? Like you guys came from somewhere, right? And I'm gonna kind of like gesture to you, Femian, and I'm sorry, Cleon and Crayron. Like
Uh,
you guys came from somewhere, right? Like you originated somewhere, right?
I mean, I came from Mitros.
I mean, yes, but you know what I'm getting at.
I came
Oh my
from
gosh,
my
Callista.
mom.
Oh my gosh, Callista, you can't just ask somebody where they're from.
The Dragonlords came from somewhere, right? They were travelers at one point, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like, what about those places? Have you ever thought about leaving Thylia?
someday.
Feels
Maybe.
like you're a very large fish in a small pond here.
What if we all go after the end of days is resolved?
Like a vacation.
Like a
Yeah.
road trip.
I don't think there's any roads to the mainland.
I mean, we have an unsinkable boat, right?
How
Okay,
unsinkable?
well,
I kind of, I mean, I love you guys and all that. That's really cool, but I don't. I like being a big fish in a small sea. Yeah.
we have a ship, so like really roads. I mean, where we're going, we don't need roads, so that could be good.
We'll make our own road.
hmm
Great Scott!
Cue an inspirational song that we all start singing.
I was like, I don't know what to do with this session, and then I basically prank called you with Chelsea, and that's been it for an hour now.
Yep.
I told you
Um,
wouldn't have to worry.
Yeah, I've got the rhythm of that because like you guys know I used to like play on like 12 hours of content, and then you guys would just like do a shopping montage all session. I've gotten a better rhythm for how much I need to plan. It just
It's
took,
been too tense for too long. We gotta dick around a little bit.
yeah. Um, Plus honestly, um, I'm gonna pause the game for a second and say realistically, the Empyreans are just a fascinating bit of world building, and like my players know, and like you guys know, like I read the book in large chunks, but I don't like read it cover to cover before the campaign starts. And like a while ago, I was like looking through the sections about Sidon's plans and stuff, and it just casually mentions Empyrean, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So I went and like read the chapter in the book on it, and I'm like, why the fuck is this not in the need to know section at the primer? Like it's not like campaign crushing per se, but it really feels like something that the player character should know from day one. So I'm like, let's take a moment and just make sure that this is all out there. Resume.
I love how the way you did it though was like by prank calling Tammy or Kiki because she's like, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, essentially, to back up and clarify a comment, a god could ascend a mortal to godhood because like I said, Empyrean's basically an intern phase. It's not like a real thing. It's like you've gotten a bunch of blessings at once. Kind of, I guess Callista's arguably Empyrean light, sort of. But that's me, not the book.
Diet Empyrean.
Yeah. So a god could make a human a god, but at the current power level of the gods, which you know is like in flux, it would take them like a lot of their power to do. Like Cairo could probably ascend one of you and like lose all of her power ranks herself in doing so. So that's why the Titans are so important, is because they have ongoing a static power level, and so they're really the only real shot at this point. And that's why this is happening. Okay, jumping back in. Challenges is going to go. Not that I'm in this conversation anymore because I've been excused, but what was it? Not that this conversation's I'm still involved, but if you promote the Empyreans, why wouldn't they just kill you? And also, why would they trust you? You just killed who I think is their aunt, although I never thought that I'd describe her in those terms. Allie, what'd you say I want to ask so bad, but she can't tell us?
Ow, is that how they got made gods?
Oh, yeah.
Can't answer that, but I want to know.
Yeah, your call. You can do whatever you want. But Chandra said what he said.
Well, at the moment, we're looking for sort of the same thing. They want Sidon. They want the assurances that they can continue upon the path that they're on, and we don't want to kill Sidon. We have no particular desire to, and if they can make our impetus for killing Sidon go away, then everyone's happy.
I mean, plus, isn't she like Kiki's BFF now? Like, you don't just kill your BFF.
Not more than once, anyway.
Because Sidon once planned to kill Lutheria, and that was his sister and his wife, and also the only other Titan, and also ew to like half of what I just said. Also, did you guys get the weapons that Lutheria kept as trophies?
What?
Kyra's
Let me
eyes
see.
just go wide, roll her eyes, and she just sort of looks at, not rolls her eyes go wide, and she just sort of looks over like when something hits you too late.
I ran around the boat and got everything I could, but
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't know
say,
what
look
it
at
all
Cray
was.
Well, the things of that museum that we were shown, we didn't see a room of weapons, did we?
Oh, that's because okay, well we're fine without them.
Is it? It's still there, right?
I mean maybe. What Kyra doesn't know, Ben will back up and tell you. It'll take I said it will take like a couple days to sync, which has given you guys time to save it if you wanted to, but that will be a difficult work. But just backing up, I'm referencing. I believe I told you guys a while ago. I think Chandra's told you a while ago that that Sidon made weapons to kill Lutheria. She got a hold of them and kept them as trophies. So there are Titan level weapons on that ship somewhere
God damn
in a
it.
place that you guys did not explore. But also, good on you for not exploring, because you that might have killed you. So you didn't make a bad call. She's just thinking about the fact that there are badass weapons on there that one of you got.
I will point out the fact that we do have currently 2 swords that are both fantastic, extremely powerful, and that is one too many swords. We had to give it to somebody else to be equipped with it. Like,
I mean,
She goes, "Oh,
now we have one, right? Because Kiki gave it away.
Yeah, we gave Tantalus or
yeah,
Tellius his sword back. We
Well,
still have
I
another one?
was just assuming that
nice.
if, pardon me, Cleon was talking that Kiki was her sword. Because she's pretty awesome. I mean, come on,
Oh, I mean,
She
right?
is."
Right? Cleon, nudge, nudge.
Kiki. And Kyra stands back and sort of like does like this framing thing. She goes, "Listen, everybody's been spreading stories of you back home. Somebody's probably been sending messages and scrolls to them. I don't know who it could have been. The point is, when you get back to Mitros. You're going to be famous. Do you want to be the Sword of the Gods? Do you want that to be your title? We can make that your title.
She uses an axe, though.
Perfect.
Wow. Yeah.
Axe of the gods.
Plan, I will cast silence.
I'd
mean-
like to see you try.
Gray starts to back away. Very
I have to
slowly.
pull up
The
some
music
stats.
Callista is playing gets very intense. Yeah.
It's like the high noon draw thing. Let me look up Callista's stats for her stat
Callista's?
sheet is so or Kyra's.
Kyra.
Rise!
I like how Callista has a question about Empyreans that I don't blame you. And I'm not saying whether it's a good or bad question, but I like that you just like have settled into this. There's no point in telling and asking questions. Okay, let me see. Let me see. I am gonna say
PvP. PvP.
PvP.
She's still an NPC.
And it's not me.
And it's
not me.
definitely going to stay that just between the two of you. There's absolutely no way that her acolyte doesn't get involved.
Gray just leaves.
Although I guess I am in the middle of something.
Yeah, you're not doing nothing. She is going to turn. I had to check to see her list of tricks because she has a huge list. Yeah, she's gonna turn, and you like say, "I'd like to see you try." It's gonna go faster than this, but you gonna say, "I'd like to see you try," and she's gonna go and flick her finger and cast silence at you. Are you gonna counterspell or do anything?
I am.
All right, you spin a spell slot and counterspell.
Yep. This has been a long time coming.
Okay. That's a lot to think about. She sort of stops and thinks about it, and she goes, she's gonna go, you know what? Craren, pick a color.
I'm like halfway off the boat at this point. Is she telling this to
She goes,
me?
Craren, pick a... Kiki, pick a color.
Why?
I heard
Calista, pick a color.
white. I heard white.
Callista!
I heard white.
Kyra is going to flick a finger, cast a spell, and turn your skin, unless you want to counterspell it, she's going to turn your skin white, not like Caucasian, but like a blank sheet of paper white.
Like a marble statue?
Yeah. Your hair, your eyes, like all of it, like you look like a piece of paper that comes to life. And she sort of pencils in like color, like almost like colors you would put it over and goes,
I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy. I'm
Oh my
going to
God.
change my eyes black.
Mm.
Oh, okay. And Chandra's going to go, do we have to do this right now? She goes, Chandras, it is not the time for you. She is going to,
Oh boy.
I'm looking through her list of tricks. She's going to go, okay, you know what? We're going to set a mood. We're going to, with the power stories, we're going to set a mood, okay? She rubs her hands up like this, and as she does, rain and torrential hurricane begins to cascade and fall down. Thunderstorm. And just pure fury of nature in its destructive, callous brutality. Centered entirely on the square that Cleon is standing on.
Cut!
She goes, it was a dark and stormy night, Cleon. Your move.
I'm going to cast Unseen Servant.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bring that into existence.
Yep.
Just,
And
mhm.
I'm going to get it to sort of just run past her. Just an invisible presence whizzing past her, and
She could turn, go, turn, follow. Okay, what are you planning? Shares it looks the other way. Do you something you want to do, or are you just fucking with her?
I'm going to just fuck with her.
Okay. You do that, and
Actually,
okay.
you know what? When she does look away, I'm going to alter self. I'm going to turn myself into Sidon.
You're gonna go, what's that? It's just a distraction. You're gonna distract. It doesn't even matter if you distract me because you can't really. Ha!
Those of you
funny.
with access to the Discord, please hit play on the YouTube video I have provided for the ambiance that is happening on the ship right now.
She goes. She can go. No, you know what, Cleon? You worship the tree. You worship the dryad. So I think that you would look better like this. And she doesn't all change herself, but she sort of starts picking. She starts moving her finger like she's poking like bubbles, like on bubble wrap. And you start to see like all leaves growing across your body until you look like you're a walking tree. And she goes, I kind of lost track of what we're doing here, but I think I won. And Chandra's goes,
I'm going to. Are the leaves tangible?
yeah, they're real.
Okay.
They're going to be growing from you for the next couple hours.
I'm going to pick a leaf. I'm going to cast Tiny Servant on it. And I'm going to get the leaf to go and basically scurry up her leg and run through her just like, a squirrel.
Okay, this is going on. Can I have like stealth around and either stunning strike either Cleon or Kyra?
Dude, you're gone. You're
You wanna
gone.
strike
You gotta pick who you're hitting.
Cray,
That's an important choice.
Cray, you could move 55 feet, so you could absolutely ambush one of them, but you definitely need to pick who.
Oh man, I can't to Kyra. I love her too much. I do
Oh,
love Cleon.
okay,
but
I see. Okay.
but Cleon
The battle
and
lines
I
are being
bros.
This
Hey,
is
listen,
this is
we tried to
500
prank
years
you.
from now. We can't talk about the prank wars, but I can tell you this.
Listen, we're in a prank war here. I'm gonna go and try to stunning strike Cleon just to end this bullshit.
Roll an attack roll against Cleon.
I'm going to see this coming, and I'm going to put
Oh
myself in
boy.
front of Cray.
Do you see it though? I could be quite stealthy.
I don't care. You could be
so here-
fast. I can still see. I've got eyes.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Crayrin, make your attack roll with what you're trying to stunning strike. Whatever you roll, Kiki, that's your dexterity save to get in the way.
Okay.
And if you roll high enough, you do block it. That's my ruling.
Okay, so it's just an unarmed strike, I guess, hey?
Yeah.
You tell us.
Oh man, 13. It'll be way more than that.
13 isn't even enough to hit, but Kiki, do you want to try and block it?
Oh.
You go and you strike it. Kiki turns to block it. But Cleon would be able to. First, Cleon, do you want to describe how you block this attack?
I'm wearing armor, so I'm assuming he just, catches the side of my armor.
You hit this. And you hit the and Kyra goes, well, that's perfect. She goes, Cray, I don't mean to get you caught in the crossfire, but I'm gonna do something a little big here. She goes,
Can I stunning strike her?
Was actually going to say I'll just use gust of wind on her to push her back a little bit.
oh wow, okay. What's the saving throw? Okay, so you roll
15.
stunning strike to
Stunning
hit Kyra.
Oh boy.
Can I
Well,
use a reaction while I am playing the harp?
What's your
since
reaction?
Well,
Yeah.
we haven't.
Nope.
We haven't. Oh, then I don't need it. Never mind.
11.
It
I'm
only
like,
happens. It only happens if the hit lands, I believe. So
I'm like, will you
you'll have to
guys
wait and
just
see.
stop it? Ow! And I hit
You go-
like Cleon, and then
you go-
I don't know what Kyra does.
You go to punch Kyra, and like you miss, and like you go to punch her, and then suddenly you feel like you miss, and suddenly you feel this thud in the back of your head, as
Ow!
if you've somehow punched yourself in the back of the head. And Kyra's just stepping at the back, and she goes, okay, don't. She goes, not when I see it coming. It's not a good idea when I see it coming. She goes, those centaurs caught me off guard. I know you. Tiki, are you gonna do something?
Yep, I'm gonna try Gust of Wind on her just to blow her back a little bit.
Okay. What's the saving throw on that?
That is a, I think it's a strength save of 12.
Cray's heart wasn't in it. That's why nothing hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, strength save of 12.
Okay. Yeah. You blow this gust of wind. You throw her back. She lands on her butt, and like her skirt goes flying up in the air for a second. And she goes, "What?" No, she lands, and she goes. She stands up with like her hair is draped over, and she goes, that's not fine. I just wanted to cast a spell on Cleon. He interrupted. Okay, you're interrupted God. Okay. All right. Can I have a turn, please? Can I have a turn? And she wells up this magic and all these words and all of these like all this like energy and magic starts to go through her hands, and she wells it up, and she starts to throw it at you. No one attended the funeral that day. The wonderful day to the start of the ceremony. The wedding was a terrible disaster. There was so much in his eyes at that moment. There was fate. There was fate, and it was coming to meet them all. And her last words when she looked up at him, all of this chaos of different moments hitting your minds as you seem to feel the emotions of several different things, almost like strikes you like a migraine. And as you look over, you see Kyra holding her arm in pain, and she goes, okay, can I get a second? Can I get a second?
I'm going
We're gonna
to
call
rush
it a
to her
draw.
side.
We're gonna call it a draw. It's okay. We're gonna call it a draw. You rush to her side. Roll a medicine check.
Okay. Not great. That's gonna be an 11.
You can't diagnose a god, but her physicality genuinely looks like she's pulled a muscle, like the way that she's carrying herself. And she goes, okay, I got, that was a little bit, it's okay, you can let go. That was a little bit more I tapped into a little bit more power than I have lately. And that was a thing.
Bonus action
And
healing light.
use it on her. She goes, and she sort of just goes, thanks. It's not that, it's not pain, it's our powers are, I don't want to say weaker, but they're less consistently reliable as we get to the day. And if I'm gonna draw from the wellspring inside me, I can't do it half-heartedly like that. I need to really think about what I'm doing. Sorry for bringing things down. I think Cleon won that one, but he got an assist, and we're gonna have a rematch later.
Please, when I can participate.
He goes, oh no, you're participating in my steed because you're my champion.
I'm just gonna watch from like the rafters next time because clearly I can't hit you or Cleon. I'm just gonna stay out of it.
Well, to be fair, I'm a lot tougher than I look.
Yeah, you are. You've become amazing. I mean,
I go talk to Bullbug. No, I'm kidding.
You've You've slaughtered a Titan. I couldn't do that. I mean, even if the oath was over, I couldn't do that. I
Well,
think
if
you're
you call
starting
a
to surpass
family
us.
over, I'm sure you could.
Not like we could have done it without you.
Exactly.
This isn't... Okay, well, that's true. I'm crucial. But I also mean that you're pretty incredible, and I should give you that credit more. I am going to write down everything that we discussed because people are going to want to know that we had this sort of thing. And later, when they're reading it, they're going to need to be like, oh, what's an Imperium? And then they're going to read this part of the scroll and be like, why didn't Kyra mention that earlier? So I have to go think about where I want to put that in the story. So I'm going to do that.
Just tell them that there's a chapter they can't read yet.
You
Okay.
can call it chapter 7.
Yeah. She's going to pull out a scroll, look at you all, and sort of smile at you, and look at Calista and smile, and just go, like, make her notes.
What is Chandi doing out of all of this?
Chandra's...
Kids.
I think with your passive perception, you would see that whenever Kyra seemed to be in pain, Chandra sort of stopped and started paying attention, kind of stoically, quietly. He was an attendant of Valus's, and you see him like in full, like, you know, I have no facial expression because a professional at the court doesn't kind of seriousness watching this. He would look at Cray when Cray looks at him, and he just sort of like very pointedly having no expression on his face.
I just nod. Notice that. And I'll turn to Kiki and I'll be like, you want to go do some fishing, Kiki? Let's actually get some tithes. It's been a while.
Sounds like a plan. Cleon, Marble Man, you doing okay?
Leon looks like Sidon, but pure
Oh,
white with
right.
black eyes. And, no,
And
and
branches.
also leaves and branches growing out of him.
Oh my god, I wish we had like art of
He
this.
looks
This would be
like
friggin'
the
hilarious.
overgrown. Oh, sorry, Jen.
No, it's fine. I think that'll be so great to have art of that.
You guys
Mm.
remember at the Mossy Temple, the overgrown statue of Sidon at the
Mhm.
entrance? Because
Yes.
that's what I'm seeing in my head.
That is
Well,
fantastic.
That certainly gives a new meaning to like morning wood.
Oh my gosh.
I need to seriously go
Yeah.
swimming for some fish. Kiki, are you coming or what?
I'm surprised you didn't already say it as we're walking
No.
off.
Boom, and I dive off.
I'm going to change my alter self to make myself look like Callista.
Ouch.
A leafy Callista.
Yep,
Neat.
leafy white Callista.
Leafy
And I
white
suppose
stone
you think
Callista.
you're terribly clever.
Okay, point taken.
Pouty face.
Kiki, you joining me or what?
I am.
I'm triggered. Okay, I was a statue. How could you?
But you weren't white. You were marble.
Oh my gosh.
It's true, I was stone.
So as you all
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until you're least expecting it, Cleon.
It's the way to do
Coming
it.
around. I'm busy right now.
I kind of want to fade from the scene to later this day, but is there anything anybody else wants to do?
I mean, could you say that both Kiki and I had gotten some fish to tithe to the gods and stuff?
Oh, absolutely. I think both of you roll athletics.
Can I do like
Or survival. Roll a survival.
Oh.
Oh, okay, that's good too.
Didn't do it. Let me do it again.
Oh, that's a 7 for Kiki.
Y'all.
9.
There are not a lot of fish at the vortex into the epicenter of creation. And honestly, the fish that you find you probably don't want.
I mean, a shrimp counts. It's a sacrifice.
No, I'm talking like if there is a fish here, it's like a parrot that bleats like a lamb. Like,
That's probably like that three-eyed fish that Homer had.
yeah. Let's say like you have like literally you're near a whirlpool that doesn't function by the laws of physics and just goes down to where primordial chaos is. Jin's got the closest comparison.
Maybe we'll just go a little further, maybe closer towards the island of the fates there, Kiki, and we'll go look again. But
Yeah, we'll try this again a bit later.
yeah, I agree.
Show of
Did we
hands.
ever
Is there?
finish identifying the stuff that Jen got? I know I interrupted it.
No, you never did. We totally can. When we come back, what's up?
Yeah. I just want to point out, with the battle over, I'm going to get the invisible servant and the tiny servant to both stand around Callista
Hmm.
and clap their hands off beat.
We're due to you.
The epitome
Not on
Of-
the twos and fours.
the epitome of losing the battle and winning the war. I don't even know if you lost the battle, but like winning the war. This is just fantastic.
I'm not even kitted out with all my fun weird things that I can do.
This isn't even my final form. This level of annoying isn't even my final form. As we do that, as you tease Callista, let's go into break. I will see you guys at about 49 after. We will sort things out. We will continue this, and I'll see you soon. Does anybody have anything they want to say or any comments or anything?
Hey, welcome to High Fantasy.
Yeah. That's fair. All right, I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you very much.
All right.
Love you guys. See you in a bit.
Much love.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Hi, welcome to Roll for Bowl. I'd have to think about that. Welcome to Roll for Bowl. We are on the second half. This is our wonderful crew. And I
Hello,
think, do we have
crew.
any return session announcements or anything like that? Okay. Yeah, I do have one announcement. I have two announcements. First of all, I am a professional GM. This is one of my groups. They are lovely, one of my longest running groups. If you want to join a table, I put the link in the chat. I actually have a Curse of Strahd campaign that is looking for players on Tuesday. And then I have another Odyssey of the Dragonlords group, and also City of Mist, which is a phenomenal storytelling engine. If you guys want to jump in, these were my first. So 3 of these were my second group ever, who helped me to realize, hey, I could possibly be doing this for a living. And then Allie jumped in, wonderful saint that she is, into this group, and there we go.
She's been cursed with us ever since.
I know.
Oh,
ever
she
since
fucking
was
fits right in. She fits right in.
The crazy part is, like, she really does. Like all of you, the 3 of you have like known each other for like years, and then like when I brought Allie in, I was like, I knew her personality would fit you guys, but like you never really know how that's going to be in the long term. But I swear to God, if someone just jumped into the audience here and didn't know that context, they would absolutely conclude that the 4 of you knew each other for years. It's just
It feels like
Well,
it.
it's
technically
Okay,
such
but
a
at this
good.
point
We
we
have
have known
now.
each other for years.
Oh shit! Yeah, you have.
But it feels so much longer. It feels like we've always known you. So
Yeah, like
happy.
forever.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Remember 5th grade when everybody laughed at you? No, just kidding.
That's Ben talking, not
Wow.
Clara at all.
I'm just saying
Anyway,
people
we're
know each
looking
other
for a new
years.
dungeon master. If anyone wants to apply.
That's fair. That's fair.
None of
Um,
you knew me in 5th grade. Get out of here.
we just to give you guys a heads up, not this week I believe, but the following week there'll be a bit of a hiatus on Bull for Bull, but City of Mist I believe is what is gonna be coming up.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. 2 weeks we'll be doing city. We'll be taking a hiatus, which is totally fair for where the campaign is. It's a fair time to do it. Jin will be off assassinating a musician that we cannot yet name, and that's a 3-week mission. During that time,
Some guy from Barovia, I'm sure.
yeah,
Are there
I
musicians in Barovia?
They probably like
there's
just play
there's a
really dirge music, you know?
there's a man with a monkey. Yeah, dirge music. I love that.
Don't
I
they
was
all
thinking in
have a
your
monkey?
campaign, there's a bard in Barovia that you do not want to fuck with.
In my campaign, yes.
And Jin's campaign,
Oh.
but also yours. Tangents.
I mean, I can't make the joke.
We'll be
That you do
getting
not want to fuck with.
we'll be starting City of Mist.
Sorry.
So I wanna prep the audience for this for serious reels for a second. When you join in 2 weeks, City of Mist is such a unique, distinct system that is different from Dungeons and Dragons that the players have graciously agreed to let me teach them the game on air, and make characters on air. And this is valuable because in a lot of actual plays, it's very like, they've practiced, they have the rhythm down before they start. So if you're confused watching it, they're confused with you, and we're all doing that together. It is a detective, mystery driven game set in the modern day with very little emphasis on combat and very much emphasis on character expression. I look forward to seeing you all there. And I had a joke of an announcement, but I've also taken up a lot of your time, so I'm not even going to do the fake announcement. Does anybody else have anything else they want to say?
Nope, I think we're good to go.
I like your new
Alright.
ears, Ben.
Yes.
Thank you. They have like a collection, and you swap them out at will. I was going to
Like
try and
that.
swap them for whatever the mood of the session is. What's up?
No, it looks amazing.
That
Thank
means
you.
you're
Love
going to
it.
get all cuddly now. They just got
Yeah, we're in
the
a
teddy bear
cuddle.
ears.
We're in a cuddly session now. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Time for a picnic, y'all.
Get Chandra's here.
Roll initiative, motherfuckers. Okay, so
Why are they cuter than the cat ears in terms of like undermining your scary tone of voice?
So cute.
Hey, bat wings. Thank you, Fatima. I had one of my friends text me, and he's after when you guys were fighting in Typhon the Maw, he texted me after session and said, "It is so much worse for you to be ominous when you have the ears on. I don't know why they add to it, but they do." I didn't even know he was watching it. That I just got that text. It made me so happy. You guys sail onwards. It is the afternoon of day 14, so you will get there 14 in the middle of day 15. Do I have that right, or is it on day 6? Day 13 or day 12? It's day 13. Okay. Is there anything that you guys want to do during this day? Raise your hand if you're ready to just sort of fast forward through this day, just to get a gauge. Not
Fast
one
forward,
of you.
I'll just say that Cray and I end up finding normal fish, decent fish that we can offer up, not only for our dinner, but for the gods and the titans, and maybe a little scrap for Chelsea. Just a pile for everybody else.
Are you tithing to Chelsea?
Might as well acknowledge all of them, and all the rest of y'all kind of pile.
I'm gonna tithe to fucking Murphy.
Nice. One second.
Murphy's like, who the fuck? Oh no, not this guy again. Oh,
He was
When
gone
his
forever.
Wouldn't he just say who the fuck is Murphy first, and then who
Yeah.
the fuck is talking to Murphy?
exactly.
That was it.
Let me see. I'm trying to figure out how I want to say the response.
From Murphy.
You do the
No
tithing.
response required. Like
I know, I know.
email.
I know. You
He's
do
like,
this.
block.
I can't go that because you're gonna get a message that goes, I just got a weird feeling, a weird warm feeling. Was that you? Yes, do that. You didn't buy my affection, but it's a down payment. She doesn't get tithes a lot. That doesn't happen. It's very disorienting to her in a good way. Suddenly you get like a pleasant like head buzz out of nowhere. You're gonna get a message from Valis
Uh-oh.
that says, good of you to make time to provide a tithe, and I accept it entirely. I trust that you're well. Are there any updates of which I need to be aware?
That's on
Who's
you,
rec-
Kiki.
Yeah, I was gonna say who's receiving this. This is me, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Oh, she doesn't talk to Cleon right now.
I will succinctly brief her on what's happened.
In 25 words.
Yep. Just killed Letheria. Do we tell her that no, that's not counting Allie. This is Tammy.
Busy. That was so instantly iconic. I don't
That
even.
is so great.
I watch those clips on our brain. I'm just sitting here laughing my head off. Reed's like, what the heck? I'm like, oh, I'm just looking at myself being an idiot. But
We love you
thank
for it,
you,
Tammy.
Fatima, for your clips. Wonderful. Um, did we mention anything to her about our existing dragons? Ismene and Arcades to her? Does she know about it? Can I mention to her we're heading to get the other egg? Or
She
should I not?
gave you one of the eggs.
Oh,
And
that's right, the
first
one
of-
for
Yeah.
Euphemian.
But
And
she
then the
also was
other.
on the boat with us at one point, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been hidden, but I don't think she's ever explicitly explained the other egg to her. Where'd you get the other egg from again? I'm blanking on it real fast. It was
We
at the
stole
island.
it.
in the volcano where the
Yeah.
penguin got yeeted. by
Yeah, I don't
Pandora.
think you ever. I don't think you ever told her to her explicitly, but I don't think it was ever hidden. So we could just flat out be like, "Yeah, you told her before," or "Yeah, you didn't tell her."
I'm just assuming she's all aware of it. I'm just gonna say, going to rescue Silver Dragon Egg from the Fates,
Mhm.
and potentially heading back to Mitro soon.
Mhm.
That's it. I think that's the important thing.
Um,
Kyra also pranking us.
you say that? All right. Let me write back a response.
Flick and swish, Jen. Flick and swish. Trying to yell at me in 25 words or less,
Mhm.
dudes.
Uh, okay. I had to get it. She's gonna say, "Do return to Mitros in somewhat reasonable time. For the sake of morale, a celebration should be had. Tell Kyra to act like a goddess." This is her way of offering to throw you a party.
Valis wants to throw us a party, dudes.
Oh, we gotta go.
And Kyra, you're meant to behave.
Because what? I was a witness for the last. I did not intervene.
I don't know what she meant by that.
Kyra, she is not the boss of you.
Also, what
I
fun
know
is a
that.
party where everyone behaves?
Oh, I don't think she meant Kyra to behave at the party. I think she just means in general.
Oh, you need to see Valis at a party.
Oh?
But like, entertaining because she doesn't fit in, or entertaining because she's not Valis-like?
She go wild.
Does she dance like an animal? Just. Oh.
No, she shows up in the most outfits Hold on, I gotta get the camera. She shows up in the most outfits, and then and you sit there and you think, oh, she's gonna let her hair down, and she does because her hair is down and beautiful, and then she just sort of sits and watches and lets people bring her gifts for like 2 hours, and then just leaves.
Kyra, please tell me that there are costume changes.
She goes, well, obviously there are costume changes. I mean, there are a few really good ones, and then sometimes she does it in front of people, but like in this way that's sort of like magical, but she doesn't show anything, and it's really cool. But like, she doesn't actually party. She just like goes there to get seen as much as possible, and then just leaves. I'm gonna ban a person from our chat because they don't deserve to be here. That's the song. I don't
Someone
have mod
clip
tools.
that because
See
that
ya!
was awesome.
Yeah, I was looking for my mod tools, and for whatever
Mhm,
reason,
yeah, I
they
couldn't
were.
find them.
That's what Valis actually says at parties.
That's right.
No, Valis just what she said. Valis just goes to parties, dresses as horny as possible, and then sits there and drinks like 20,000 gold wine. Lets people thank her for being at the party, and then just leaves. And that's kind of her version of partying down. She's not going to debase herself in front of mortals.
Oh, I do need to see this.
Yeah, I think she goes. I think that Valis would. She goes. I think Valis would actually party if she ever didn't worry about embarrassing herself in front of anybody. But I've never seen that happen in like 500 years. So, but we can have a party. We can celebrate, and I know how to have fun.
Yes, you do.
Secretly, Valis dances like Elaine from Seinfeld.
Oh, off camera, sorry, out of character. Ben has to agree. I'm not making it canon, but I really first impulse. I suspect you're right. I cannot imagine that Valis is as good as partying as she thinks she is in her head, because she hasn't really truly partied in like several hundred years.
Also, because it's physically impossible.
Yeah, yeah. What was I gonna say? I think Valis would attend a party if it was like a Regency era ball, where you like touch hands and move in a circle, and then say that was the hottest night of your life. I think that's the type of party that Valis would go to, but they don't exist in this canon. But anyway, no, sorry. Back to it. Valis did offer to throw a citywide celebration for you all, for the benefit of her people.
Oh, of course, for the people.
Mhm.
Well, I definitely don't want to miss that.
Mm-mm. Plus, I think Cray deserves to, get back to Mitros.
Huh? What? Sure, I guess.
That might be
Is Sha-
a thing or person worth doing there.
how
Maybe.
is Chandris? Is it okay if I say Chandris is in this scene? Chandris
Oh,
is
yeah.
just gonna go. Chandris is gonna go. Kraven, how long has it been since you got laid?
I'm
Straight
gonna
up.
go fish. And I
That
just
long,
go
huh?
and I go down to the
I don't
boat, like,
even know.
down.
I don't even know if they've actually done it yet. I mean, if anything, they've
No.
probably just kissed.
No, that's ridiculous.
I mean, Cray used to be practically vomiting at the mention of just love. So
We're not talking
imagine.
about love. We're talking about sex.
I know.
Man.
I know. He got
I
always
can
very
hear you.
uncomfortable.
Good.
Eat your rocks.
You haven't answered us.
Chandris, I think
Yes?
Crayon used to be a virgin before we met him.
Other than Pamela.
Oh, that can't be possible.
While they're saying all this, I'm going downstairs to actually find two people.
Kiki, I've never seen this side of you, and I love it.
I'm about to say Chandris is gonna say to Kiki. I'll get back to you, Craig. Chandris is gonna go to Kiki. Goes, ever since I left the palace, do you know how long it's been since I've been able to gossip about people? I need you to tell me what you really think of Krarin.
I mean, Crayon's great. He's definitely grown.
No, he's great. He's great. He's wonderful, and you love him. You die for him. You need to tell me the truth.
He's kooky, but I mean, aren't we all?
Bloody hell, I was
She's
so
a
close.
soldier, she doesn't know what you mean.
Callista, can you help me out, please?
Yeah. So Kiki, here's the thing. We all know that you love Crayrin. We all love Crayrin. The whole point of gossiping is that you're supposed to say the things you would never say to Crayrin's face.
Oh, I have no problem telling Crayrin to his face. Anything.
We're limited.
Also, to be fair, like, he could be just about anywhere. He sneaks up, he's like a freaking rat.
And I went through all of this just to be surrounded by integrity. I'm going downstairs. And Chandras just leaves.
How
Cray,
dare you?
he waves his hand at you as he's getting down. Cray, you're downstairs. What two people did you want to see?
I was hoping to first of all see Lorius,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go to him and be like,
Oh, is one was in a succession because I was going to prep both of them.
yeah.
Okay,
So one would be Lorius, and the other would be Percy.
okay, so you go see Lorius, and Lorius would just be, I think Lorius would be like Nessa is like circled, like sort of like laying down, and he's like sort of laying on her stomach, and she's stretched out. She's a Zintar, so he can lay on her stomach while she's like turning around, and she's just sort of like, I'm gonna say like playing with his hair, maybe like putting flowers in it or something, and he's just gonna be like, Nessa, do you know what I love about you?
With a very
And-
visible boner.
Yeah. I almost, but I'm tempted to say yes, but no. He's gonna be like, do you know what I love most about you? She's like, no, what do you love most about me? He goes, that you like to be loved. And she goes, I
Oh.
do. And I like to love you. He goes, I love that too. And he looks up and goes, Crayrin, hello.
Hi. I'm internally puking at that.
Mhm. He's gonna sit up, pull a pillow over in front of him. But it's like he goes, how can I? He goes, how can I help you?
If you're busy, I can come back later here, Lorius.
Nessa goes, we're having an important conversation, but I guess you could be a part of it. What do you love about me?
Your innocence.
Yeah.
Lori, she knees. Lorius, if you have a minute, you can compose yourself if you wish. But
Oh, is this a private conversation?
would you mind? That would be lovely.
Not at all. Nessa, the heroes have need of me now. And Nessa goes, oh, okay. Well, you go tend to the heroes. That's very sweet. I'm going to go get some fresh air upstairs. And he goes, I'll miss you. She goes, I will miss you. And he goes, a lot. She goes, a lot. And she leaves and goes up. And he just sort of sighs and turns to Crayrin and goes, yes, dear, what is it?
Ugh. I mean, it's a good thing, I guess. You are awesome at that, but it's a little too lovey-dovey for me. But that's cute. It's cute.
You'll get used to it.
It's cute. I have a couple favors to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, well, you know that I'm hoping to head to Mitros at some point. I might need
Oh.
to
Mm-hmm.
get that.
I can get that together for you, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I also wanted to ask you a question. I mean, you don't have to answer now. It kind of all depends, of course, but
He sort of like stands up straight here, like his feet a little clopping on the floorboards, and he goes, whatever you have to ask, in the capacity of love, I am your soldier.
are you good at planning weddings? I assume that's a yes.
In terms of passion and sincerity and joy, I am very good at them. In terms of practicality and experience, I wouldn't know.
Can you make things look pretty?
Oh yes, absolutely. Can I
mean,
organize
if I had
things?
if I had my thing, it'd just be like on a, I don't know, I'd find a mountaintop or something and be like, and that's done. But I,
That could be wonderful. Don't ever underestimate an
Bing, bang,
eloping.
boom.
Don't ever estimate an eloping or a runaway secret marriage or a wedding out of nowhere. Or I'll be honest. I mean, with Ness and I, we didn't have time. We just wanted to. We knew we wanted to be married, so we just had that done very quickly. I think it was as you were leaving Scorpion Island. Kyra did that for us real quickly. So I mean, it could just be. It just needs to be what's right for you. Now,
Well, I
if you
know, but
want,
I mean, it all depends if she even says yes. She might say
Oh.
no. I don't know. We'll never know. But if it
dear,
does,
you don't tell somebody you love them to see what they say. You tell them to love them. You tell them that you love them because you can't hold it within yourself anymore, and you need them to share that. So just tell him, tell her. And he goes,
Wha-
and he's gonna put his arm around you, almost like affectionately, almost like he's hugging you, and he's gonna go, "We're gonna plan as if she's saying yes because that's what's in your heart. And if she turns you down, then you still carried this through. So we're going to do that."
okay.
Um,
I know this sounds so dumb, but I still have to ask you, Femi or Cleon, if
Cleon.
God, I still can't get that name right. If it's okay, but I was kind of hoping to have it on the Dryad. But
That's wonderful. Why would that be? He says almost teasingly.
I mean, I think that the Dryad needs some happiness on her too.
I love that. He says, "Can I tell you a little secret about love, Craren?"
Oh, I need all the help I can get.
I doubt that, but I appreciate that you honor me with this anyway. You worry that it sounds dumb, and you worry that it sounds silly and absurd. And I think that right now, you would feel better if I told you that it's not dumb, or that you've grown to some higher understanding. Craven, you are very wise. And he kisses you on the side of the head and goes, "But let me tell you something right now. Love is very dumb, and love is very silly. And the wisdom of it is learning to embrace the fact that it makes you a fool. That is the wisdom. So we're going to do this, and if you want to be wed on the ship, then we can make that happen."
Okay,
If
but
that's
it's
what
all
you
like a
like.
secret for now. Okay, like
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't dare. I mean, if it comes to the secrets of the heart, consider me Kyra with her reveals, or Chandris with whatever it is he's thinking at the moment.
I take his hands in mine, and I bow to him, and I actually kiss his hands and say, "Thank you so much for keeping everything safe."
Of course. Thank you for allowing me the honor of doing that for you. If you need anything, just ask.
I give him a big
Um,
hug. Is his pillow still in between us?
No, not anymore.
Okay,
I,
then I do the
uh,
side hug.
You do the side hug. You do the side hug. And he hugs you, and he goes, "I understand." He goes, "If you want to be married to Nessa and I too, you can just let us know."
Thank you for the offer. I don't know how Simu would think about that, but
I felt it would be dishonest if I didn't ask. You seem to be a very good friend for him. I have great affection. Besides, I believe that Cleon has moved on, which I completely support and understand, but I should keep my heart open to as many possibilities as I can.
I think Chandris feels the same way. Just saying.
Should I talk to Chandris?
No. Never know.
I mean, he's fantastic at making love, but as far as a relationship, I couldn't be sure. Okay. Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I should go fetch my wife. He heads off. I like the casual reveal that they've been married since the first scene they met. So,
Yeah, that's cute.
Did you want to go see Verity?
Yes, please.
Verity would be in her ship. By the way, I learned how to describe the layout of the ship 2 weeks ago when I started playing a game called Return to the Obra Dinn, and I realized that I've not been describing the ship the way that I want to at all, and it's way too late. So I'm just sticking with this layout that I now realize is incoherent, but I think very few of us care enough about the layout of the ship to say anything. But we're just doing it now. I could
like
fix
it.
it.
The ship
I won't.
morphs it morphs like a room of requirement to suit what we need at the time.
It's a
The
magical
Dryad
ship.
is
It's our
intuitive like that.
TARDIS.
Yeah,
Yes.
it has the rooms that are narratively sound. I almost want to make that canon. I seriously might make that canon actually. It's safe. It's not like I'd be giving you a battleground advantage because there's never going to be a fight on here.
Ever.
Ever. So you find Versi. She is in her room alone. Her head is lowered instead of looking up for the first time in a while. But she is silent as ever in meditation.
I can like just knock silently on the, very lightly and gently on the door sill to see that she's unoccupied and she has a minute for me.
She nods slightly to acknowledge that you knocked, which is
I'll
as much as
ass-
she does, yeah.
Right. I'll assume that's enough, so I'll come in and kind of sit crisscross applesauce in front of her and just wait until she's ready.
Fairman,
Percy, hi. It's been a while.
you have a lot to consider at this point.
I know it's unfair to ask this of you, but can you be my therapist for like 2 seconds here?
My strengths are in truth, not in wisdom.
Well, that's why I figured you'd be the best at it.
I can listen to you. I can provide some answers, but I don't know if they're the answers that you'll need. Those that
Gotta-
seek to heal the heart have to talk, or should talk to those who know how to advise. I know how to guide. The difference is slight but vast.
I understand, but you know so much. You see a lot, especially as they come. Firstly, what do I do? I don't. So. I don't have anyone to hate anymore. And I'm lost. I don't have anyone. The purpose of me being here is gone. What do I do?
I apologize to you, Kraeren. And I hope that you will forgive me. When I saw the potential futures and threads of fate weaving together, I saw days where you would save the continent of Thylia, and by extension the world. It may have been selfish of me, or of the gods, or of any of them, to pluck you from your path and place you on this one. That is a truth that I have long lamented. But right now I apologize for deliberately leading you down a path where you think that this is your purpose. I have told you many times that there are so many threads of fate and that I can see so many possibilities. Because there is no purpose. Because there is no ultimate truth of who you are and who you will become. When Lutheria fell, I saw the strands of you unraveled infinitely. And I do not know what your final path will be. But I know that more than...
I think that's what scares me.
You've been scared before several times.
See, the thing is that I have my friends, right? And we have this thing we have to do. And we had this thing to do. I don't know if my friends can help me find out what path I need. They have
They
their own
can't.
lives. No.
They cannot. No one can tell you that what path is yours, because there is no path for you. You are truly free. Claim for yourself a truth. I can see for you a future where you marry Seema and live a quiet life away from all of this. I can see a future for you where you are mourned and remembered as the savior of Mitros. I can see a future for you where you are a god, lifted and ascended, having claimed your space in the Pantheon. I can see a future for you where you become cruel and angry, a warrior that strikes terror into the heart of others, including your friends. Find what would scare you to lose, and ask yourself what you would need to embrace that fully and joyfully. You've been running towards what you hate. What path do you claim now? What will you run towards now? I cannot advise you. I can only tell you that there are so many paths in front of you, and that it is yours to select.
Yeah, that's fair. I wanted to go to you because I know you speak the truth. So thank you for being my
Oh.
therapist.
You are welcome. Krarin,
Yes?
you will stand taller than anyone ever has in the history of Thylia, and very soon.
Thanks for your sake.
She quiets and lowers her head.
I just leave.
Tammy's mom
Thinking
says Jen's
about
very
it.
faint. Sorry, what? You just leave thinking about it?
I just leave thinking about it, about everything that she said. And yeah, I just go back and pretend like everything is fine, and I'll go back upstairs and work out or something, and think about what pantheon I'd be if I were a god. Probably like pantheon of working out or bacon, one or the other.
It was fantastic. Huh. A therapist that can only speak in objective truths about the future is a tricky thing to role play. My wife's a therapist, and I'm sitting here like, how can I represent this craft respectfully? Raise your hands if you want to do something right now. I normally say it's if you don't, but if you want to. Cleon, what you got?
I'm gonna unmute, and then didn't want to accidentally disturb anything.
Reed, shut up. Fatima just said there's a Celtic god who is the god of bacon, and his name is Bako.
What?
Nothing else matters in this campaign right now.
I'm jumping in the water, getting another fish for Bako.
Yeah. Okay, Reed, continue.
I'm going to find myself sort of a quiet space on the ship. And I'm going to cast Sending.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send a message to Chelsea.
Okay. This is your first time talking to her, right?
First, face to face. I have sent her a message once before.
Okay, I was trying to remember. Go ahead.
I'm going to send her a message. We'll be in Mitros shortly. Would like to meet. Know a nice little place to get dinner. Have a proposition you might be interested in.
Cleon's got a thing for banging gods and titans now. Like powerful people.
Got a taste for it. Let me think.
I've heard of that god pussy, but
Incredible.
Wow.
What was the
Well,
last
he's
time you
had
talked
dead
to her?
goddess pussy, so you know.
When was the last time you talked to her? Just
at the Trail of the Fates.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. You're going to get... By the way, we're almost at 50,000. When we hit that, you guys are going to get a boost for the heroes. I have yet to determine what it is, but I think the heroes will get to vote on what it is. Maybe we'll discuss it. I think that the four... Here's what I do. If you guys get to the 50,000, the heroes and the audience can vote on what it is, but I get the Euphemian immediately did it. Okay, we'll do that in a second. But I will make sure... Okay, everybody put in the chat. Don't say it out loud because it'll be too distracting. Put in the chat what you want the Help Out the Heroes to be. The ones that I am willing to do, I will put into a poll. Don't say something crazy like, give another 60 days or kill the Titans. I'm not going to consider those ones. But if it's one I will consider, I will put it on the poll. And will either put the poll in the Discord or do it now. We'll talk about it. But that's what I'm thinking. Back to the game. You send that to her. And she sends back, well, Euphemian, look at you, addressing without being addressed. Okay, we'll grab dinner. Word of warning, if this is a trap, it better be immaculate. That's all she's sending. Fatima's swinging big. Those are too big. I'm not letting you change the campaign because they got enough bacon. I'm giving a boost. I'm talking like a magic item, 1 or 2 extra days, a free long rest they can redeem at a moment's notice. But I like your swing. Euphemia, is there anything else you want to do when you get this?
No, I'll just sort of smile to myself, and I'm going to start work identifying the various items that we found.
Excellent. Oh, you have the identify spell. Okay. We will come back to those in a moment. Something they need to make a magic. Okay. Is there something else they need to make? They have the forge, but they can maybe get like a speeded up time on the forge or something. A scene at Mitros where every NPC we know is present. I like that idea a lot, actually.
That would be a lot of work for Ben.
Allie just said
It's
all
a
of a
Ben
sudden he's just been
monologue.
talking to himself. Okay. Just to check in, show of hands, is there anything anybody else wants to do right now? Allie. We haven't even made it to the Island of Fates. Fuck you guys. Go
I
ahead.
know. I'm going to like now that it's been enough time for Callista to kind of like sit quietly with her thoughts and like think about her family and think about her friends and everything, and she's just gonna kind of like gently reach out to Ismene with her mind and just like kind of like invite her to come join her on the ship, the deck of the ship.
Ismene talks, right? A little bit. Ismene's
So-
going to come up. Yeah. Ismene will crawl up on there, sort of scamper up. And, what was it? She's going to say, you have gifts.
I have gifts. If I give you something, can you keep it safe and give it back to me when it's time? I think you'll like it, but it's important that I be able to get it back.
Mother? Roll a persuasion check.
I will absolutely roll a persuasion check. Let me see.
With
Guys,
advantage because this is the mother?
No, she's allowed to because this is the mother.
Okay.
Okay, that's 24.
She goes, perhaps.
I can
What you're going to
also-
read is like the childish version of like, yes, but I don't want to say yes.
I will kind of rummage around into the bag at my side, and I'm going to give her one of the 2 diamonds that's left, just in case. Only giving her one.
This is the offering.
This is the offering, but you have to be willing to give it back if I need it. I'll get you another one, but I might need to borrow it.
You can get me another one.
I can get you another one. I can get you many more. I will need time.
She leans over to take it, to clutch it in her mouth. Do you let her?
Yeah, of course.
She takes it, she pulls it back, she's just nibbling on it, and you hear in your mind, she goes, then you can get yourself another one.
I had a feeling.
Uh-huh.
I will tell you right now, with your insight you have with her, she will let you take it back, but she will be extremely pissy about it.
I will also give her. I have 5 gemstones that are worth, or 6 gemstones that are worth 100 GP each that we've randomly picked up through stuff. So I will give her one of those as well and say, and this one is yours forever.
What color is the gemstone? You can riff on that.
Huh?
What color is the gemstone? You can riff on that, that's fine.
I was kind of imagining it as like blue.
She looks at it and she goes, she bites it, goes, okay. You can see her like it, but it's not as shiny as the diamond.
I know. I know.
And she's like, I get lesser gifts?
You will get many gifts.
I have a request from Mother. There's a rude one here, and it doesn't deserve to be here.
Oh. Do I need to make an insight check, or do I have an idea of who she's talking about?
You can roll an insight check and also tell me your theory.
I'll roll an insight check. I have a concern.
We should have a
About who
poll.
it might
It's
be.
probably the squirrel.
Oh, that's not the best insight check I've ever made. That's a 16 insight check, and my theory is the feral dragonling.
It is. It is. she's just like, she's like, it is a bully. It is a bully, and we should be dignified.
I see. What would you
She
like
is
me
a,
to do?
I don't like him.
Mhm.
That is as far as she's got on a request. Like, she
Okay.
doesn't have a more nuanced request than she would rather not experience him anymore. He's
Okay.
rude.
I will keep him away from you at minimum, and I will see about finding him somewhere else to be permanent. How's that?
I have a request for Mother.
Oh,
He cannot have any gems.
oh, of course not. Gems are for you.
He nibbles on the diamond. Thank you.
Sweetheart. As long as you hold that diamond, I have a request for Ismi. Did she just put it down?
No, she just nibbled on it. She
Oh.
bit it to like, she goes, but she kept her eyes on you. Like, she's like, I'm watching
Okay.
you, but I'm going to nibble on this.
Okay. I love that they're just cats. Uh, will you help keep us safe?
Yes.
Thank you. You have to keep
What-
yourself safe too.
What do you want? I will be safe. What do you want me to do?
Yes,
I am very mighty.
you are very mighty. Will you bless me with your strength when I call?
Mother,
Yes.
you bonded our souls when I was born.
I did.
You are too tall right now. That is her way of asking you to sit.
I will I will sit and the music will get very bad, but I'm going to try to continue playing.
And she looks you directly in the eyes. And she just says, Mother, my soul is part of your soul. I hear music. Listen to me sometimes. And you can hear me. That is what you did. That is my promise.
I'm gonna give her another gemstone.
What color is this gemstone?
This one's orange.
She's gonna go, Mother, I was just about to ask for a gemstone.
I hear your music, sweetheart.
Oh God.
And she almost completely forgets that you're there. As she does this, Allie, can I make this explicit for the group?
Yes.
Can you message me the exact type, just so I get it right?
What do you mean? Oh, the exact language. Yes.
No. One second, I'm messaging you.
I love how cute this all is.
Oh.
It's like talking to a 3-year-old, but there's actual meaning behind this.
Allie, Ismene doesn't have a lot of power to give you, per se. But in times when you need it, in times of great trial, you can draw from the wellspring, the strength of the bond that you two have. such that it is, and I now honor your claiming of the gift of the metallic dragon.
Nice.
I couldn't justify her having enough power to give you, but I really like the idea of you literally drawing on the bond you two have as a source of strength. My wife gave me this stone to help me remember to center myself when I'm getting overwhelmed.
Aw.
And now I eat it for your entertainment on live streaming.
Yes.
Oh, I love your wife, Ben.
Yeah, tell
She's
her thank you
amazing.
from us.
Yeah, tell her
Good
she's the
job.
best.
She really is amazing. I will tell her. Wife, you're the best. I almost said her name, but I'm like, I don't say her name that often on the internet for her privacy. Wife, you're the best.
Mrs. Ben.
Mrs.
That's
Ben.
right. Mrs. Big Mama, Big Bad Mama Kyra, you mean?
I'll take it. So, show of hands. Who else wants to take a scene?
Come
Really?
on,
We got
Kiki.
15 minutes.
Come on,
We got
Kiki.
13 minutes left. Are you going to finally make me DM a scene in this game? Good night, everybody. They're getting a partial refund for this session. Tammy, show of hands. Who's okay with going to the end of this night and going back to the next day? All right. We go into the night. Jen, can you bring us to day 13? Bringing us from 15 days to less than 2 weeks in-game time until the end of the campaign. I will say now that given the time of forging items and the time it takes to like do things like reach out to allies and stuff like that and the celebration, I don't think this is the correct strategy, because I would never advise you guys on actual strategy. This is more of a neutral observation. There is an argument to be made that you guys could declare yourselves done with the island exploration part of this campaign and just go home and prep. Like, that is a legit strategy on the table at this point. Between the time you have left, the things you've accomplished at sea, you could just go and like, because Vulcan forges faster when people are helping him and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, could be fun. The next day, you guys make your way, or on the ship, making your way to the Isle of Fates. As you arrive in the afternoon, I'm just saying afternoon because I don't want it to be 6 a.m., but I'm not going to fuck you over all the time. As you guys arrive in the afternoon, you see this familiar place, and who would you want to disembark with? And you can going forward, I guess, use the Kyra thing of her just like witnessing but not really contributing. Do you want to bring a fourth person? Do you want to just be the four of you? Or, fifth person? Do you want to be the four of you?
Glorious.
Right.
Lori's has never been the ally, has he?
I don't think so.
This is
Not
wonderful.
since we actually first met him, I
Yeah.
think.
We just need we need our whoopee to keep us happy at the Isle of the Fates, because it's too depressing.
I should totally be like, Nessa!
Glorious is fine.
I would love for the Fates to have to meet Nessa.
I'm thinking about something here.
Uh-oh.
I only mean you guys positivity and love. As you guys embark, Loris would just say, like, I am honored to travel with you. Thank you. He goes, do I need like a sword or a sling? I'm good with a sling.
It wouldn't hurt if you wanted to be equipped for the voyage, but honestly, if we're getting into a fight here, I think there are going to be larger problems.
Oh no, not for me. I would very much like a sword if we're getting into a fight. And I think he would.
Give him my rapier.
He's yes.
Do you know how to use
Well,
this?
No, but I barely know how to use the weapons I do know how to use, so same difference.
Pointy
Alright.
pot goes in the bad guy.
Oh, that's a shame. Let's hope that we never have to use it. Says, I don't care for fighting, but I want to be able to do it if it needs to be done. Any other tips, my dear?
All I can suggest is that the fates are not terribly pleasant, and I would avoid making any kind of deals, if at all possible.
All right, I'll be careful of that. Lead on. And he allows you all to disembark. Is Kyra coming as a witness or no?
Sure, why not?
Alright.
Why not? Let me see. Let me pull up my notes here. For all the reasons why not. Let me see.
Just gotta write
Why
our
does this?
bibliography. Or a biography, sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on, this is not. This website is being weird. You all make it aboard, and you get to the same place as before. We'll move you over to the map where you would be able to see. Let me see if I can see it. The three. I would say I think there's like three caves that lead further into the island, and then the one that you know is marked as the path of the fates. Larissa go through and she goes, "This place is rather dismal. People choose to live in situations like this." And some,
Not so
I don't know if
many.
it's a choice.
I don't know. What do you think? Does it have its own? Well, they love what they love. Apologies, your adventure. As he sort of like demurs. You make your way into the cave, and you see this sort of beast of a thing. This person crawling across the floor. Their body in grotesque shapes and contortions. One arm longer than the other. One half of the head is clearly I'm gonna say is like the eyes closed, the mouth is stitched shut. All is contorted as they're crawling along. You see a man, again without a face, weeping. Oh no, you killed him, didn't you? Did you kill him? No, you didn't kill
No.
him. You didn't kill him,
Nope.
weeping. In short, you see that they've made some new additions to their gallery. As you move along, and you get towards the actual heart of the place, Florius just goes, "Oh, these poor sweethearts, these poor dear people. Can we help them?"
Not as much
We've
as we'd like to.
we've tried to. We helped as many as we could.
May I have a moment? Is that out of line? I don't know what my role is here. If you want me to come with you, I just will. I apologize. And he sort of steps up. You guys get through, and you see the large loom. You see the two daughters sewing at it, plucking at it, pulling at it. And you see the grandma, the Granny Morta, sitting and watching, advising. And just as you get there, she points at part of the loom of the tapestry and turns around and goes, "No! No! You get out of here." And she stands up and she starts pointing, walking fingers. "You get out of here. In fact, you don't talk to us anymore. We've had enough of whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're about to do.
I thought you'd miss me.
Oh. Well, you're welcome here to study and learn. Such as it is, we could always use your service to make things easier for us, your servitude. I'm talking to you, she points at Callista.
I don't understand.
No, of course you don't understand, you simple little thing. You don't understand because you haven't done it yet.
Oh.
And if I could see the future, like some people can, I would know exactly what you're going to do. She sort of reaches into her pouch and like angrily eats a bit of that larva of the larval thing that their prisoners become. It dribbles down her face and she's now you have that scythe.
Oh.
You changed things, and you're going to change things again. Because and she points to the tapestry, goes, I don't know what that scythe can do. Do you know how long it's been since I don't know something like that? She goes, and she looks at Euphemian or Cleon and goes, I had to rewrite your name in everything. I've had to fix this tapestry again and again because of the four of you. And I look at her and I don't know what's going to happen next, and I'm not doing it. So I don't want you to mess with this anymore. Give me the scythe.
Absolutely not.
I'm going to put it away where you can't do whatever it is you're going to do.
What? Why would I do that?
Dear. Because if you do, I can provide you with gifts as well. Would you like me to craft something for you? Would you like me to rewrite your past so that you learned more and were more prepared for this moment? Would you like me to stitch and change the fact that you lost a certain loved one?
I thought you couldn't.
I shouldn't. But I don't want that scythe to do what it's going to do. So I will make an exception if you give me that thing.
Aren't you curious?
No!
Not even a little bit.
No!
What about you? And I'm going to call over to the other two.
And one of them goes, she's going to make us do so much more work if it changes something. The other one goes, if you make our tapestries, if you make our tapestries untrue or irrelevant with something that you're going to do, well, I won't like you very much.
Well, isn't that your job, regardless who it is, if it's us or other people?
And she sort of like has like this handful of like flesh and like viscera. I was like holding it like a handful of jelly. She like writes it and points a finger at Kiki and goes, our job is not rewrites. Our job is to write what is. We can make
And
tiny
if-
changes here or there.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. If something changes, what's the big deal?
But we understand everything that's happening. We understand the truth of things. If a sword can have the power of a dryad, then when we stitch that sword, we know. If a boon can strengthen you, we know and we write that down. We document what things do and what people are and what they've seen. But that thing, she points at Callista, not talking about Callista, but talking about the scythe, points at Callista. She says, Do you know what we stitched down next to the site? A blank space!
What?
A blank space!
Oh.
Oh, so you have room.
Honestly,
prepared.
I've worked at Loom with you guys for a while. It's not that hard.
Well, it seems like the solution here is quite straightforward. We simply get Callista to do with the scythe what she was always planning to do in the first place. Bing bang
Would you like
boom.
to watch?
It's gonna do something weird. I know it. And why
you
can't I
live
see
in
it?
weird.
You Do you know what it does?
I know what it will do.
Tell me.
Break.
I don't like you.
Oh, that's okay.
There's lots of other people who do, so it's okay.
Aw.
You want your egg, don't you?
We were here for payment, yes.
It became easier to write about you, Cleon. What happened on the island?
I think I learned who I was.
We don't need your opinion. I just want to know what actually happened there.
There was another version of myself. One whose soul had apparently been tagged for usage by Sidon. He is no longer.
Good, at least you fixed that. Shame that you won, but at least there's only one of you.
I don't think you would have liked the other one very much. If you think that I'm arrogant, believe me.
Maybe. Lorius goes, "Are you always this rude to them?" And she turns and looks at Lorius and goes, "You have no place in this conversation." He goes, "That's why I'm not saying anything besides asking that question. Are you always so rude to them? They asked you if they did you a favor, they answered your questions. I've seen these people be incredibly powerful and straightforward and forthright, but they just came here. And apparently just to collect on a deal, so why are you so angry?" And she's gonna just look at him and just, "I don't like you." And he's gonna go, "Well, I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to hear that because I'm keeping an open heart about you. You just surprised me."
I think it's
And-
a satyr thing.
"Is it a satyr thing?" And she goes, "I'm not dealing with whatever this is." And she's gonna walk it. He's gonna reach out his hand and sort of like rub Callista's back, like just sort of. And she's gonna walk back to the limb and go take the egg. If you touch anything else and if you look at anything else, I'll know, so don't bother doing it.
I'm going to go deliberately, whoever's gonna go in, and just look at every single little thing
Oh my god.
deliberately.
I don't want to cause too much trouble, but I have to imagine I have to see where I'm going. I'll have to look at the floor in front of me at the very least.
She sort of hisses at you and like waves at you. Jin, I want to clarify. You can absolutely disobey them, but I want to clarify that to make a callback in the canon, That is a giant storage room of tapestries. If you're saying you want to look at everything, you're basically saying you want to glean a lot of random truths about the world, which can be a crapshoot. And since it is knowledge that is visually attained, that would be the same as basically shoplifting it. Like, you would be stealing information you're not supposed to have. You're welcome to do this. I just want to explain that when they're not just saying don't look at it as like a petty thing. They're literally telling you you're not entitled to this knowledge, so don't gain it. If you still want to, you can. But I'm clarifying that looking at it is a hostile action to them.
I feel that like working on the loom, I know kind of like what areas not to really look at. Like I think if you work at a place, you know where there's like a sign that says like no entry, or like you need to have access to enter this area. But if it's like I'm going to the bathroom, that's what I'm thinking. I'll like deliberately be like, okay, I can't really be looking at that, but these two lovers doing the dirty, I'm gonna watch that.
I want you to roll a perception check.
Oh boy.
Employees only beyond this point.
Yeah, right?
I love that Curran's just being a brat.
Oh, yeah. He's like, listen, I worked with you. Sorry, did you say perception?
Mhm.
Okay. I've been rolling like shit tonight, y'all. Nothing above a 10, everybody. It's 14 with my perception, but my rolls have not been above a 10.
You look through as you and Callista and Cleon, or is this Cleon and Craven going to get the egg?
I don't know.
Show of hands, who's going to go get the egg? Let's do it that way.
If everyone's going, I'll go. But if Kiki and Lorius are staying, I will stay with them and let the two of them go.
I'll just stay.
Lorius
'Cause
has
I
an
wasn't there to see it last time, so.
It was just me. You guys find it. It's fine.
You guys go down there. Lorius looks at Granny Morta and goes, "When was the last time someone braided your hair?" And she goes, "Shut up!" And you guys are going there. You see the egg. What's up?
Before they leave, I do want to ask, are the gale-forced winds still going to be a concern, or are you
You'll be fine.
tempering? Excellent.
You guys go there, and you, Cleon, see that the gale force winds are still in effect. So maybe they'll be fine. You'll be fine. Might just mean she has faith that you won't kill yourself trying to get it. Cray, you're looking around, and you see at one point, you see all these different things like hookups and cheating on exams and murders of people you've never heard of 200 years ago and stuff. And then as you're passing by, you see one tapestry that shows a boar. And when you see it, you see a tall tower and a number of very tall people. And you've stitched before, so you know people are not drawn this tall before. So it's their language for a very grand person that's more than the average person. A woman speaking to other, call them tall people, and holding in her hand, which is their way of saying the subject of conversation, is a symbol for the city of Mitros. And behind her, you see ship upon ship upon ship. As you see a tapestry that was formed and completed very, very recently of the time the Empyreans hatched a plan. And that's where we'll end this session.
What?
Thank you all for coming to this. Thank you all for watching.
Y'all, listen, they still have like one more episode, and we need to like complete everything.
Nah.
you guys could, I mean, like I said, if you guys wanted to, you could almost be done with this campaign next week. In a very if you did like a very brutal hacking machete way of resolving things, which I think we discussed off camera. But yeah, there's
Jen,
a
you're blowing in
celebration.
the mic. Oh,
I didn't want Lorius to disrupt this story, but I really wanted to have a few moments of Lorius being the sidekick when you on the island with probably the most unpleasant NPCs, the hardest characters to love in the campaign with Lorius. I really just had to do a couple moments of that. Thank you all very much. If you're watching this stream, thank you. Come back next week. We're going to do one more episode of this. At the rate we're going, it's going to end on a hell of a cliffhanger. It's either going to be like, I don't know, a celebration or a fight with a cliffhanger. I don't know. But it's going to be a good ending note before we switch to City of Mist for a little while. So be sure to subscribe. Fatima, I'm so glad you were here for the whole thing. I'm really glad you like the NPCs. That makes me really happy. What I was going to say before, which is not relevant to this campaign, but it's been on my mind, so I'm thinking about it. If you go to YouTube, there's a YouTube channel called Mr. Feeney's Face, where someone has just made a master list of every individual cut of the lesson at the end of the episode that Mr. Feeney imparted from each Boy Meets World. And honest to God, binging those feels like just a warm hug for the soul. It's incredible. I can't explain it. But does anybody else have anything else they want to say?
We love you guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thanks
We
for
have
coming
fun.
out.
See you next week.
Next
Yes, I'll see you all
week.
next week.
Woohoo.
All right, beautiful. Have a good night, and yeah. Bye, everybody.
Au revoir, mes amis.
French.